we got cotangent and tangent. Okay? And with cotangent and tangent, we have some things going on. There are definite things called asymptotes. Okay? Asymptotes are like invisible lines.
That's what I thought.
Right? The invisible asymptotes.
I thought you were saying asymptotes.
No.
That's not recording, is it?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
So, these asymptotes are where the graph does not reach. Okay? So the graph does not reach. Nothing is on that point. Okay? So for here, nothing can hit pi over 2. So tangent of pi over 2 is undefined. It can't be found. Okay? And then it goes back to, so it jumps from going to positive infinity, right, to negative infinity once it jumps across that line. That asymptote line. Okay? Now it does the same thing here with cotangent. So with tangent, it does it, the asymptote's at pi over 2. Right? Now it crosses the x-axis at pi and at 2 pi. Now what's the period to this? How long before it creates the same pattern? So how long before it creates the pattern?
Pi.
Every pi, right? Yeah. Yeah. Every pi. If you're going from half pi to 1.5 pi, so for every pi, right? So for every pi, the period is pi over b. Remember b? Remember when you have that a tangent b x, I think y equals, right?
I wrote it down.
That's from yesterday we talked about sine and cosine, right? Same thing with tangent.
Oh, yeah.
Right? One of them's your period and one of them's your amplitude, right? So in this case, we don't, the amplitude is what? I mean, it goes, the height of it goes to infinity, right? So it's infinite. So changing infinity doesn't really change much, right? If I multiply infinity by 2, I'm still going to get infinity, right?
Yeah.
Infinity. It'll stretch it out a little bit more, but the amplitude won't change. If I divide it by 5, it's still going to be infinity, right? So just going to switch it down a little bit. Okay? So this one, same thing. Y equals a cotangent bx, right? Whereas the b is the period. It's what changes the period, right? With cosine and sine, it was pretty easy to see. The period was 2 pi, so it was 2 pi over b, right? In this case, it's going to be pi over b. Now, if you notice, we also have a special case scenario. The special case is asymptotes. Okay? So the asymptotes are always at pi over 2, whereas the b is now on the bottom. So anything in here goes on the bottom and multiplies by the 2, but only absolute values. So that means if this b is negative, it's still going to become positive, and it's going to tell you where those asymptotes are. Now, there's more asymptotes than this, right? They go for infinity, right? They continue to move, right? So, there's always more asymptotes.
There's always more asymptotes.
Right? And so, the rest of them are found at plus pi n over b.
I don't have the room.
Right? Whereas n is just your integer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 pi over b, 2 pi over b, 3 pi over b, and so forth. Okay? And the same thing for the cotangent. And that's how we would graph tangent and cotangent.